I'd like to ask the question, what about us? You know, there's a political season that's in the making right now. And have you heard Republicans or Democrats or Libertarians or anybody else say anything about the poor? They seem to be a forgotten group. What about us? I mean, what can we depend on from this do nothing Barack Obama Democrat who has been promising so much during his campaign and deliver nothing to the poor? And what about the information, the conversations that the conservatives are having? They are changing their minds about the way they do things and want to switch it around and make it a little bit more difficult for the masses of people that they don't care about. You see, the fact that we have so-called entitlements, it is because we live in a system that works for some and works against others. But in the past, there were people who had a heart, and they recognized that there were victims in the system, and they wanted to do something to ease their conscience. And so they made sure that crumbs were taken off the table and made available to those who had been screwed by the system. That was some time ago. And now we've reached a point in our lives, ladies and gentlemen, where we have Democrats who supposedly care a little bit more about the masses than the conservatives doing nothing. And poor little conservatives trying to make up their plans to do even less. Small government. And let people take care of themselves. You know what that means. That means hands off of you. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what about us? These same people who are planning, strategizing to do things like this, about cutting entitlements, etc., and a Democratic Party who's going along with this stuff, these people will turn the poor out to the police. Not only that, they will turn the poor out to Homeland Security. Not only that, they will help lead the minorities. They will help lead the poor to concentration camps just like they were done in Germany. And the dirty, inhumane things that have been happening to the poor people in Libya, in various places in other parts of the world. They were supported by conservatism. They were supported by people who call themselves conservatives in this country. They were supported by people who call themselves Democrat in this country. Now, when I say supported by, I don't mean that the United States supported them. I mean that the people who had the same mindset in these various countries as the Republicans and Democrats supported these dictators. And it was only when the poor had had enough and said they were fed up and were not going to take it anymore and meant it, did they rise up. And many of them have had to die because of the position they'd allowed themselves to fall into. And what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, in America, you the poor, I wish I could say that things are going to get better for you. But I want to tell you something. The Democrats do not care about you. The Republicans do not care about you. Libertarians do not care about you, or no other group. They only care about themselves. They say they care about this country, but they're talking about themselves. And if I can say that there's one power that cares about you, I would tell you it's God. Now, the Republicans are using God. In reality, they don't give a damn about God. Democrats are using God. In reality, they don't give a damn about God. And you say, how do I know? I'll tell you how I know. I know because neither of the two groups know God. All they know is what they heard about God. What they heard about God. And ladies and gentlemen, if you expect any changes, you're going to have to hit these streets and mean it. You're going to have to make sure that these conservatives and liberals who are making it in this life have to suffer like you. And I'm not talking about punishing them with violence. Violence is a tool of Satan, not God. All you have to do is reject what they're doing to you and be willing to pay any price, even up your life, swearing before the almighty evil in the world that you're not going to stand for and you're not going to take it. And I can tell you this, that the moment you decide that you are willing to pay that price, the moment you decide that you're willing to stand up, things will change for you, and only then will things change for you. And if you take another 50 years to wake up, you will be, I can't even find words to describe the suffering that you will be going through that's perpetrated on you by conservatives, Republicans, and liberal Democrats. But they are not the only two that makes this thing so.